Hi everybody and welcome back to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. This post is from the subreddit Am I the A-hole and it's by user RealisticCloud3033. My partner cutting off a lifelong family friend because of her inappropriate messages. So I am in kind of an effed up situation. I mean, I know I'm right to have my boundaries, but I also feel guilty that my husband is cutting off help to lifelong family friends because of me. My husband is a doctor, so it's normal that family and friends kind of come to us or him for reassurance because someone you know either reaffirming what you were told or giving you a referral if possible makes people feel better. Zero issues there. I love that he is empathetic and it honestly makes me wicked proud of him that people think that highly of him. So he has a friend who he grew up with. Their families pretty much raised them together. They were always friends since we met, but never like super close, plus we live in a different part of the US. I have met her multiple times and she seemed very sweet. She also was married when I originally met her and has 2 kids. Well, her father is very sick with a type of cancer that has a low rate of recovery. We live in the Northeast and they live down south, so our medical care is definitely exponentially better. My husband has been helping consult and just being a good friend to them to make sure he gets the best care possible. This friend has been a bit needy and using him for emotional support. I get it, I'm not jealous because what we have is solid. Plus, when he has his medical mindset, that's it. Well, over the weekend, he woke up to some very questionable texts from his friend. She pretty much declared her love for him. She claimed God brought them together through this and that she always knew they'd end up together. Like, what the actual F? He told me as soon as he saw them in the morning. He messaged her back saying that what she said was highly inappropriate. She needs to find a therapist and that he can no longer help out. She claims she was drinking and emotional. She also begged him not to tell me. We don't keep secrets. He blocked her number. Now, I don't know what she told his mom exactly, but she's so angry and apparently it's all my fault. We don't like each other either. I'm not the Christian housewife she envisioned for her son, I guess. I didn't ask him to cut all ties. He did it out of respect and says that she has doctors and family to lean on. I feel slightly guilty because I hope that this doesn't impact quality of care. Maybe there was a way to cut her out and my husband helps her mom with medical stuff we needed. This whole situation has been making me feel gross. Am I the a-hole? I don't think I am, but I feel bad. Well, if you know you're not the a-hole, you didn't cause this. This actually has nothing to do with you. She crossed the line, declaring her love for your husband while he was offering genuine help for her father's health crisis. That sounds kind of like manipulation to me, and your husband did the right thing. He respected you, the marriage, and the professional boundary, and it speaks volumes that he told you immediately. Blocking her wasn't dramatic, it was necessary. Now, regarding your mother-in-law, that's misdirected nonsense. You didn't cause this. You didn't even ask him to cut ties. If anyone's guilt-tripping you, it's because they don't want to confront the real issue, that someone they trusted created chaos out of entitlement and poor judgment. Bottom line is, OP, you are allowed to have boundaries and you're allowed to feel weird. But don't mistake discomfort with wrongdoing. You didn't betray anyone and this was your husband's decision. A good one at that. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section, and now let's check out the community comments. Fabulous Friday says, your husband is a hero. 1. He is a caring physician. 2. He respects your relationship. 3. He did as much as he could for his friend, and his friend crossed the line. You have nothing to feel bad about. She used the drinking excuse. She knew what she did. I think she was hoping he felt the same way. As for your mother-in-law, he will need to nicely set her straight and tell her the friend crossed the line and that you are his wife. As a Christian, his mom should accept you for you. And Opie responds, I feel like most of the times, things that come out when your inhibitions are lowered are things you've always been thinking. He is a good one though, I know I'm lucky. My spirit animal says, it's so refreshing to see here an adult prioritizing their spouse against their dumb original family. OP, you are in a complex situation, but no way an a-hole, and your husband just did the right and professional thing. And Dopey responds, I'm all about helping and advocating for those I care about. I just don't want to feel the guilt that her dad could have had some of that because his daughter is an idiot who decided to shoot her shot with my husband during an emotional time. Katniss92 says, not the a-hole. You weren't really involved in how it played out anyway. Your husband made the decision to cut her off. I think he needs to sit down with his mother and explain exactly what happened and how he alone dealt with it. Mother-in-law throwing you under the bus isn't fair. And TX French Toast says, not the a-hole. He didn't cut her off because of you. It's not like you asked him to do it. He did what he felt was right. I don't understand what you have to feel guilty about. He made this decision, not you. Be happy you have a faithful husband with a good moral compass. His ex-family friend created the situation and your husband handled it. Don't make it about you. Additional information from OP's comments. I've always been someone who shows up for the people I care about, so I get why my husband wants to do the same, especially in situations involving serious illness. He's a doctor and people often come to him for guidance or reassurance. It makes me proud of him, honestly, but this time it crossed a line. The woman he blocked wasn't just some random acquaintance, she was a lifelong family friend. Their families basically raised them together, and while we were never close, things had always been cordial between us. She seemed sweet when I met her, but when her father got sick, she started leaning heavily on my husband for emotional support. That was fine until she made it something else entirely. What she sent him was wildly inappropriate, professing love, suggesting that God brought them together, claiming she always knew they'd end up together. Then she had the nerve to ask him not to tell me, but we don't keep secrets. She showed me the texts immediately. What makes this mess even worse is his mother. She's furious with him, and somehow I've become the target of her anger. According to her, our marriage isn't even real because we didn't have a church wedding. There's always been tension between us. I'm not the woman she imagined for her son. She wanted the classic Christian daughter-in-law, kids and all. Instead, she got me, someone she sees as this wicked, immoral New England progressive. She even used to talk about how this friend's children were like her grandchildren. And now, knowing I can't have kids, that resentment has only grown. Honestly, this friend likely always had her own vision of how things should turn out. My husband moving back, them ending up together, fulfilling his mother's ideal version of the future. That fantasy was never going to happen, but now I'm left feeling conflicted. He made the decision to cut ties on his own, but I can't help wondering if someone, like her mom, might still need help. I wonder whether this whole situation has compromised that. I hate the idea of being a reason someone doesn't get the support they need, even if I know it wasn't my fault. Still, I try to hold on to what I do know. My husband is a good man and we're solid. He's handled this with integrity and honesty, and I'm lucky to have him. That doesn't make the situation any less upsetting though. It's one of those moments where you know you're not in the wrong, but it still hurts anyway. Alright, well, the community agrees that OP is not the a-hole, that it has nothing to do with her, and we also learned that OP's mother-in-law really sucks. So now let's move on to the update to see how this story ends. I wanted to just post a quick update on our situation. My husband called his mother to try to set clear boundaries. I am pretty sure she doesn't believe that boundaries apply to her, and set things straight before they escalated more. Well, apparently that crazy train had already left the station. He called her on speakerphone, which he told her while I was in the room, and she lost her mind. She demanded they have a private conversation because this was a matter between family. He corrected her and let her know I am family. She then went on a rant about how I was displaying abusive and controlling behavior. She claimed I was isolating him from his family like I did before. We went no contact with her once because of her bad behavior, and she blames me, and I guess had been holding on to that. Like, what the F? I had to leave the room because my anxiety was too much. He is the most calm and level-headed person I know, and he was starting to raise his voice. About 5 minutes later, he came into our bedroom where I was trying to not have an anxiety attack. He told me he let her know how disgusted he was with her behavior and disappointed that she didn't learn her lesson about trying to interfere with our marriage. He informed her for an indefinite amount of time he will be taking space from her. He also told her not to try to contact me. I have her silenced already. Oh, one fun little fact that came out is that his mom and ex-friend have been seeing a lot of each other. His mom has been helping with the kids while the ex-friend and her mom are dealing with medical stuff for her dad. And while I never had a real friendship with that woman, we only met in passing during visits, what she did was still a violation. Not just the message itself, but the fact that she asked him to lie to me. That's what bothered me the most. She didn't just disrespect me, she disrespected us. My mother-in-law had always had a vision for my husband's life, and none of it included me. She tried to control where he went to college, expected him to move back to his home state after graduating, and made it very clear she wanted to choose his wife and be handed grandkids on her terms. Even now, she continues to push him to uproot everything to take care of her as she gets older. He shut that down multiple times, even ending phone calls when she brings it up, but she doesn't stop. She's also the kind of person who keeps tabs on everyone, judgmental and performative. One of her favorite habits is quietly counting how many drinks people have, then making comments like she's better than them. Meanwhile, she constantly clutches her coffee cup, which absolutely doesn't contain coffee. But still, through all of this, my husband never wavered. He made the decision to shut it down on his own. He didn't make excuses, didn't try to soften anything. I'm so grateful that he's the kind of man who sets boundaries clearly and protects our marriage without needing to be asked. He's not just someone I love, he's someone I deeply trust. He shows me every day that we're a team. Even when his own family tries to make me feel like an outsider, he never lets that happen. So yes, I realize I have an amazing partner. I love this man so much. Finally, I want to say to the person who called me a narcissist because this isn't about me, I think it says more about you than me that what you took from my post was just that. I hope you have the day you deserve. The reason I thought I might be someone in the wrong is because I have battled cancer in my early 20s. During that time, I had a boyfriend cheat on me with a good friend of mine because he was overwhelmed, and they tried to gaslight me into thinking it was my fault because of all the stress. I felt so abandoned and hurt, I just didn't want to feel like I was making anyone else feel that bad. I know the situation is very different. I'm a bit of a people pleaser. I'm working on that with my therapist. But cancer is the worst, and my heart hurts for anyone who is going through it. That includes family of the person who is sick. So thanks to everyone else for the support and advice. I genuinely appreciate it. Well, OP, once again, your husband just shows you what a good husband he is and how much he loves you. So here's wishing you both the best in the future. Take care and thanks for sharing. And now let's move on to the next post that also has an update. This post is from the subreddit Am I the A-hole, and it's by user Modern Times. I contacted the wife of the man my wife has been cheating on me with and told her her husband is cheating on her with my wife. My wife is mad at me for telling her. Am I the a-hole? Long story short, I caught my wife 3 days ago sexting another man. Our 13 years of marriage has been on the rocks before I found out. She was remorseful about it until I talked to the wife. I did some digging about this guy and found out he was married. I found her phone number and talked to her to tell her what happened and where to find the messages. Well, the guy and my wife worked together, and he told my wife I told his wife. She is now disgusted with me, and I had no right to tell her. Am I the a-hole? Not the a-hole, OP, absolutely not. Your wife cheated, you told the truth. That's not betrayal, that's accountability. She's not disgusted, she's embarrassed she got exposed. You didn't ruin anything. They both did. The cheaters did. You had every right to inform the other partner, and that's not revenge, that's just respect for her and for your own self-worth. Her being disgusted with you, that's just deflection and shame avoidance. You did the right thing. You didn't enable deception or shield others from consequences. You did what was right. Own that with clarity. You didn't betray your marriage. You just stopped covering for someone who did. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section, and now let's check out the community comments. Lacey Lena says, not the a-hole. Actions have consequences, and your wife doesn't get to cheat and control who gets to know about it. You didn't blow up her life. She did that when she decided to betray your marriage. The other woman had every right to know the truth, just like you did. Cheaters don't get to protect each other at the expense of their spouses. OK Breakfast 9531 says, not the a-hole, but more importantly, your wife needs to learn what remorse is, because this isn't it. Being angry at you means she is more interested in protecting herself and or her affair partner than in restoring your agency and that of the other betrayed spouse. This is your story to tell, and the other betrayed spouse deserves to know what you did. Tell your wife that she has no right at all to object to you returning someone else's agency to them, that this was the result of her choices, and that the fact that she is speaking with her affair partner at all is unacceptable and a non-negotiable boundary. Limppipe 1113 says, if your soon-to-be ex-wife expects loyalty from you to not expose her affair, tell her all your loyalty to her evaporated when she chose to cheat on you. And not with a dude who is single, but with a dude who's also married, so any loyalty she expects from you went away when she and her affair partner chose to be homewreckers. She can be disgusted all she wants, but she brought this on herself, so she needs to kindly shut the F up. And Substantial May 6747 says, not the a-hole. Cheaters lose all rights to protection of privacy once they're found out. She should have warned him if his marriage was so important to her. Funny that, she's more worried about his relationship with his wife than she is about you. This is clearly someone who doesn't care one iota for you. Divorce is the only sensible way to deal with her. Additional information from OP's comments. We've been married 13 years. I love this woman with all my heart and I have all 13 years. I feel crazy for the way she's making me feel through this process. I feel like I did something wrong and I know I didn't, but the feeling was so strong. Sometimes love makes you blind and I wanted a reality check. 900 plus replies of support and validation warms my heart and I'm so appreciative of everyone here. Our relationship was on the rocks. I think I've been manipulated to think it was my fault. Sometimes people just need validation. They're not crazy. I told her mom. She didn't believe me, so I asked, do you really want to see sexually explicit messages and videos from your daughter to another man? She said yes, because she didn't believe me. So I sent her a sexting video and 3 chat logs. Now they're upset with her. We live in a nice middle-class neighborhood with top schools and 2 kids, 7 and 3. They're upset the kids are caught in her BS. It's hard to take a step back when my kids and house are on the line. Thanks for giving me the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to make sure this is not a rug sweep. She already tried it. Well, no surprise there. The community agrees that OP is not the a-hole and that wife absolutely sucks. So let's move on to the update to see how this story ends. I really appreciate the support, advice, and validation from this community. The question seems stupid because I've been gaslit and manipulated and I really needed that Reddit reality check. There's so many replies, I can't find the people whose advice I took to heart and use, but to the people who mentioned Darvo, I appreciate you. Same with the people who said I wasn't obligated to keep a cheater's secrets and that I gave that wife what she never gave me, the ability to make an informed decision on the state of her marriage with all the facts. Her response was alarming and I see that now. To the people who said to kick her out, I can't do that. We both own this home. She's entitled to live here by law. I'm trying to keep things civil and clean for the kids. As much as I want to burn this house to the ground, I have to do what's best for the kids and myself right now. I went no contact with her after I made this post, just completely ignored her. It was her turn to watch the kids tonight, so it was easy to spend time with a friend and clear my head. She eventually texted me, my preferred method of communicating messy things, apologizing for how things went down, but then she tried to justify her cheating, say she wanted divorce when she did it, and told me so. Not true. She led me on, saying maybe we can fix things, and I showed her the text to prove it. I then referred to the Darvo wiki and told her, you don't believe what you did is cheating is incredibly narcissistic and you're victim blaming me. You're highlighting your suffering to appear as the victim and escape blame. To which she denied trying to be the victim and said she wasn't blaming me but didn't try denying to escape blame. I told her she led me to believe our 13-year relationship was salvageable, but then cheated on me when she made up her mind and didn't tell me. She told me that was fair, apologized, and now we're sleeping in separate rooms. Again, thank you for the reality check. Love makes you blind sometimes. FYI, if anyone else reading this in the future is suffering, make a list of all the things you're thankful for. It really helped my mood. Well, Opie, it sounds like the community really helped you out, gave you some very good information, and now you're dealing with your wife in the best way possible. You're not giving her an inch. So here's wishing for you and your kids that your divorce is expedite and swift. Take care, Opie, and thanks for sharing. And that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch it. Now, if you've gotten to this point in the video, I assume that you like these stories that I'm reading out. So here are a couple more that you might enjoy. And if you don't have any time to watch another story right now, save it for later. And also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.